Now, in a moment, we'll take a look at the future of Jenny Dean Park, but let's start with the planned transformation of an entire block of North Glebe Road. Now, we've been talking about this Harris Teeter site for a long time, but things are finally moving along. Let's talk about that.
Well, the board heard this this time around, and we did vote to approve it. It's an exciting project. For folks that know where the current Harris Teeter is on the west side of Glebe Road in Ballston, that area will be redeveloping now. They will keep the existing Harris Teeter in place while they develop the new one. That will be where the existing parking lot is.
Okay.
And then the new Harris Teeter will be surrounded by 3 different buildings that have 732 new market rate apartment units. And what the community is getting out of it is we are getting the implementation of a plan that we have long had for this site. It's known as the West Quincy Addendum to the Sector Plan. And what it has is it's got a new park that will help to connect this site to the surrounding neighborhood. The buildings will taper in height towards the lower density neighborhood that's around it. We've got some new streets that will be coming through the site to allow for good circulation. And we've also got obviously the return of a new and improved Harris Teeter. It's going to be a modern format store, they have told us, so I think it's going to be very exciting. It's going to be there to help serve this part of the county as it continues to grow, and the developers help to fulfill our plans.
Now, and I was just going to say, there's been a lot of growth in that area, not just even the Ballston Quarter project across the street, but there have been a lot of new residential, ground level retail type things all along that stretch.
That's
so. What have you heard from the residents about how much are they looking forward to this particular project? Or
I think that there was some work that the developer had to do throughout our public engagement process to bring the plan more into compliance, their proposal more into compliance with our plans. And some of the immediate neighbors had specific concerns that actually the developer worked very hard to try to ameliorate. In particular, and it shows the value of the process, at our hearing, the developer offered up some additional green roof space, 10,000 square feet that they offered up at our hearing, which was in response directly to some of the concerns of the immediate neighbors who are in an existing high-rise building that actually that looks down upon the roof of this. So they wanted to make the roof look better, but that also fulfills our sustainability goals because a green roof helps to mitigate the heat island effect when you have development, helps to filter the water, helps to slow rainwater down, so helps us with our stormwater requirements. We also had the opportunity through this project, the developer will be making a contribution of $4.1 million towards our Affordable Housing Investment Fund. And so that's going to help. And that also was, affordable housing is a much sought after goal of the community. So by and large, the surrounding community, the neighborhoods were supportive of this. There were a few details that we had to work through, and the applicant, working with our staff, did a great job of bringing this to us, where I think it was a relatively easy vote for us. This had been through the process and was ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, there were people who wanted to see maybe some better architecture, some different choices made, but when you step back from a macro level, the one thing that everybody agreed with was that Harris Teeter, about a third larger than the existing one, was going to be welcome to everyone. And certainly when you're getting at an almost 2/3 of an acre park, there was a lot to like here. And on balance, I think people did appreciate that. If you can't get perfect, making sure that there are some clear benefits from redevelopment that accrue to the broader community is important, and this one delivered it.
Yeah.
so what's the time frame we're looking at?
I think they want to be aggressive, and I think they're going to probably start as early as possible, but I do want to underscore what Eric said at the very beginning. Their entire plan, since this Harris Teeter is one of the more successful ones in the company's portfolio, it will remain open at all times through redevelopment. So they are going to build the new store first while keeping the existing one open, transfer full operations to the new store, and then develop around it. So this neighborhood, our community, will not go without the benefits of a grocery store at all because of this project.
Right. And also, I think it's important to note that the county does not actually have control over when they choose to start construction. Now they have entitlement to begin construction. It's up to them on their timeline. Although I think, as Christian said, they clearly have all indications that they're looking forward to get started quickly. But just so everyone knows, that's not in our
That's
control.
not on your